So Genshin Impact has been in the news as of late, and it's not necessarily for a good reason. And the reason I say that is because it was revealed that the developer for Genshin Impact had to pay out $20 million due to I don't know. I guess they broke some kind of law in relation to loot boxes and microtransactions and stuff like that, and how all that stuff is like affiliate with gambling. And as a result, they had to pay out 20 million because they had lost a case against FTC, the Federal Trade Commission. And honestly, it's something that doesn't surprise me, considering the fact that the FTC is cracking down on all kinds of different things, whether it's monopolies, whether it's loot boxes, whether it's microtransactions, anything that they perceive to be unfair to consumers and to like rival companies of whatever um, business that FTC is going after. And it's hard to believe that Genshin Impact has been around for like 5 years now. The game came out back in like I think it was like Q3 of 2020, and it has made at least like 5 billion since then. So this game came out when COVID had happened and it had started back then. And I feel like I don't know. I feel like this game became way more popular than it had any business becoming, because you look at like all the games that has come out within the past couple of years. Um, this is a game that was developed by a Chinese company, and honestly, I think this game has been getting a lot of mainstream attention since its release, especially like this past year, because different versions of the game had come out because there were like updates, like version 5.1, version 5.3, stuff like that. And honestly, you would think that these video game companies would know better and learn from other video game companies that are using, loot boxes and stuff like that to make more money off their games. Because you look at all the video games that has come out in the past couple of years that has had like microtransactions and stuff like that. I'm talking about games like Fortnite, Overwatch, Mario Kart World Tour, FIFA, Roblox, like just about every game you could think of, or any top game that you could think of that's come out in the past couple of years, have like loot boxes. And honestly, it's at a point where if you start to make too much money, it's almost guaranteed that the FTC will come after you. And I read somewhere that like every 6 months, Genshin Impact earns like $1 billion for the developers and the publishers. And honestly, that is something that's crazy, because I didn't expect Genshin Impact to become this popular. I wouldn't say it's as popular as like League of Legends was during the early teens or anything like that, but you know, it's still significantly popular in this day and age. But the thing is, I'm not exactly sure how the popularity of this game is going to be affected, especially considering the fact that a new administration is about to take the office in America. And obviously, the new regime is against, Chinese products or anything coming from China, to a point where we're going to have tariffs on Chinese goods and stuff like that. So you got to ask yourself, is that going to negatively affect business in relation to America? Because I believe the developer was Miyoho. I believe that's the name of the developer. Is their business going to be negatively affected by the them having to pay out like $20 million in losses, and B, the fact that there's going to be tariff on Chinese goods and there's going to be greater resistance for, I guess, them to push Genshin Impact on American consumers? That's something that we're just going to have to wait and see as time goes by. I still feel like this game is going to end up being one of the more memorable yet profitable video games of the 2020s looking back. But yeah, I feel like this whole thing is going to be somewhat of a black mark on the legacy of Genshin Impact. And I feel like, hopefully it's something that, will blow over. It's something that people don't, focus on too much in the future. But it really makes you wonder, how is this going to affect the revenue that this game makes going forward? Because at this point, you know, like at this point, I don't think you would be able to make more money than you previously did in previous years without the whole gotcha system thing. And I feel like this is a trend that's going to continue as years go by because you look at all the the penalties that other like games have gotten for like their microtransactions and all the backlash that they have faced over the years, and it doesn't seem like it stopped other video game companies from doing the same thing. So I feel like gaming corporations are only going to get greedier, and unfortunately microtransactions is something that's going to become a part of video games as time goes by. But who knows, maybe the developer from Genshin Impact will probably learn their lesson from this whole thing. And if they do decide to come out with a Genshin Impact 2, hopefully they'll ease up on the microtransactions, or they'll probably not include them altogether in their next game whenever they decide to release it.